Welcome to Creative Cooking. Today we're going to make tuna steak. It's poached in a cream sauce. What I have here is a bluefin tuna steak, about 8 to 10 ounces. That was previously frozen. Believe it or not, that's how you want to do it. And then we're going to have some vegetable. And this is a recipe that originally was supposed to be done with salmon. Okay? And I decided to do it with tuna. And this is a leek. And I'm not going to measure it out. Basically, what I want to do is just cut it up as if I was chopping an onion. But it's not an onion, okay? It's a little bit better than an onion in a lot of ways, actually. And we're going to go ahead and just chop that up. We're going to take a couple of green onions, which are also in the same vegetable family. And we're going to use both the white and the green parts because typically that's what I do when I use green onion. I like the texture, I like the color. And that's going to give us a lot of flavor, okay, for our sauce. You'll notice there's no garlic going into this. You don't need garlic, not for this. All right. In fact, it might ruin it. So we're going to go ahead and saute those leeks a little bit. We need to give them a little bit of a head start because they're going to be cooking in the cream. But remember that tuna does not take very long to cook. In general, fish does not take long to cook. So we want to just pre-cook those leeks a little bit. Then we can put in our green onions. And I probably could have put in more, but I really wanted to enjoy the tuna. Okay, but we have one more vegetable going in, and that is some fresh baby spinach. Okay, this has been washed and drained. Okay, and I like using the baby spinach. It has smaller stems, and you don't have to chop it up. And I'm going to put the whole package in there. It wasn't a very large one. I think it was 6 ounces or 8 ounces, whatever it was. But you just want to put them in there. It creates a nice little bed for the tuna, see? The tuna's going to lay right over the spinach, and then we're going to add our cream. And this is heavy cream, about 1/3 of a cup. Again, I'm not measuring. I'm just putting in what I think is enough. And to that, we want to add some chicken broth. So I made up a little bit of chicken broth with some bouillon. I like using the bouillon, and it's seasoned. And I have to keep that in mind when I'm cooking with it, because it already has salt. And we also have some white wine, and that happens to be a Sauvignon Blanc. Some black pepper, nice freshly ground, and a little bit of kosher salt. And pretty much that is it. You don't need to add anything else to this unless you want to bump up the veggies a little bit. But I think this is enough for what we want to do today. And then you're going to cover it, and you're going to simmer that. And that's about 2 minutes. Basically what we're doing is we're poaching that tuna in that cream, along with all the other juices that are in there. Okay. And after about 2 minutes, I like to flip it over just to make sure that I've got even cooking going on. And it's also at right about this time that you want to check it. You see, when you make tuna, some people like it well cooked, just like some people like a steak well done. Or they want it slightly underdone, like medium rare. So when you sear a tuna, and there's a video coming up for that, you're basically looking for the same thing. How done do you want it to be? And of course, I open this up with a knife, and I look inside, and it's still pink, nice and pink, maybe a little undercooked for my taste. So I'm going to leave it in for about a minute. And besides, we need to cook down that sauce a little bit. We want it to thicken. We want some of the water to evaporate from it anyway, so whether you pull it off now or you pull it off later, you want to make sure you bring that to a warmed plate. And all you have to do is put your plate in the oven for a couple of minutes on 200 degrees or so, and that'll warm it up. And then we'll cook that sauce down, bring it back to a good simmer, and when we think it's right, we'll take it off. You see how that spinach just completely shrinks? I probably could have doubled it, but like I said, I really wanted to enjoy the tuna. But I did make enough sauce that we could serve this over something. And you might ask, what? Well, if I was to serve this over anything else, I think I would put it over angel hair pasta. Or, if you really want to get creative, try putting it over polenta. You see, once that sauce hits the pasta or the polenta, it all becomes one. It's creamy and it's delicious. Now you can eat this just the way it is, like I said. And if you want to, a little garnish with some parsley, some more black pepper, anything you want. But believe me when I tell you, this is a very delicious way to make tuna steak. It's tender, it's not fishy, and it's delicious. So I hope you give it a try. And I hope you come back each week for more great videos made for people who like to cook. Until then, ciao.